all on October 9th. But whoever this is, they've been actually pushing kind of the same video, which is what I'm about to show you, sent it to John Podesta, and they popped up in the WikiLeaks stuff. And now in 2022, about 7 years later, to NASA Administrator Bill Nelson. Now, I'm going to play both of them in full. There is audio. I'm going to let the audio play. You'll see here the two attachments, NASA Star Cruiser .mp4. I believe Star Cruiser is what the guy named it, this Horst Leskow. And then STS-114 original. I'm going to play the Star Cruiser one first. Through some research, I believe this is STS-120. At least the reason why I believe that is in his email to Podesta, labeled it as such, but it is the same video. I can't verify that only because I haven't found the original raw source yet. But at this point, kind of have no doubts that the video's real, but what the object is, who really knows? Bear with me here. Let me go ahead and play the Star Cruiser file first. They're only about a minute or two in length on both. Bear with me.
So if you could confirm that for us, that'd be great. And then also if you could check the forward payload bay floodlights are off. And I'll get you an answer here in just a minute.
You can see that object coming from the lower right.
Okay, I can confirm all of the floods are off. And we can confirm that the illuminators are off as well.
Okay, we copy all. Thanks.
You see it coming into frame there. Confirming all the lights are off. I'm not sure if that is some object or something coming into the camera frame there, and they're saying, hey, we don't know what's illuminating this because it's all off. I'm going to pause it for a second before we go through this next part. What they did, again, Horst Leskow created this video and then did some still frames and analyzed a little bit in the form of using filters and stuff like that to bring out some of the I guess, detail. I did reach out to Horst Leskow through his email address on WikiLeaks, just for those who might be going, hey, why didn't you ask him? I have not heard back yet. I did write last week, gave it a few days before I made this video. Still haven't heard back, but the email didn't bounce. We'll see if I get a response. If so, I'll definitely update. But let me go ahead and keep playing here. These are still frames. Another version. Another angle.
So if you could confirm that for us, that'd be great. And then
another
also
version
if you could,
filtered.
Check the
Same exact
payload
clip.
bay
And you'll
floodlights
see
are
the
off.
craft
And
cannon.
I'll get you an answer here in just a minute.
Okay, I can confirm all of the floods are off. And we can confirm that the illuminators are off as well.
Okay, we copy all. Thanks.
So whatever it is, hey, I'm totally open. This may be easily explainable, but what I found interesting was it went to NASA Administrator Bill Nelson. It didn't look like there was any internal banter about it. Didn't look like they responded at all. With Bill Nelson's comments recently about stuff going on, really does make you think, are these types of videos convincing Nelson something is out there? Is there more that we haven't seen? I don't really know. If you're familiar with this particular video, definitely put a comment below. I'll pin it if we can kind of look at a more in-depth analysis. I tried to quickly find this one, and although I'm sure it's out there because I did speak to somebody who posts on the Black Vault Facebook forum a lot about NASA videos and stuff like that, he thought that at first glance he had recognized it, thought it was from the International Space Station. But I'm not sure if that is 100% accurate. Again, going back to 2015 with Podesta, it was labeled as STS-120. So still kind of evolving in that research. So that's why I wanted to make this video. Instead of me just sitting there and trying to figure out all the answers, I want to play this for you guys. And hey, if you've got something to add, by all means, put it in the comments below. This video will only be on YouTube. So we'll have that comment pinned once somebody can maybe show me a little bit more in-depth analysis, if it's out there at all. I'll also post the raw video so you guys can see exactly what I received. Here's the second video. This one was labeled STS-114 original. This has been out before, at least different variations of it. I found versions that look like they were filtered to kind of bring out some of the detail of the objects that are flying around. When I mentioned that a lot of these videos have kind of those fallback explanations, a lot of times we hear about either debris coming out of the space shuttle or the space station, whatever the video is from. This particular one seems to be from the space shuttle. And then so debris kind of coming out of the cargo bay, because you're talking about a zero gravity environment. So if you got something that's not Velcroed down or glued down or bolted down, it could just fly away. So that's kind of a go-to explanation for some objects, while the other very common one are ice crystals. So ice crystals floating around, breaking off of the side of the shuttle, or whatever the particular video again represents. STS-48 is a prime example of that. That's the one that's much more grainy, and you see all these objects flying around. You see this flash of light, and then things turn in the air. The skeptical explanation is that is the engines firing of the shuttle, and it blows all the crystals out from just kind of slowly going. The thrusters go and blows those things to a different direction. Some people think that's intelligently controlled craft. Others say ice crystals. But again, those are kind of the fallback explanations. So let me go ahead and pull up STS-114, much clearer than STS-48. Obviously, much time had passed, and you'll see something very similar. I'll play the audio as well.
Discover Houston, Steve, we like your plan. 1806 sounds good.
Okay, I'll start message 139 at that point, and you can log the Doug files then. And as I understand, we're going to try to take the rest of those photographs down from the station side when Doug is hooked up there, right?
That is correct.
Yeah, that's a great plan. It's faster anyway, so that'll get us backed up. Well, I'll go work on EVA transfer. Ready to do. And Houston, EVA, Aeroground 2 for EVA.
Go ahead, Suichi.
Yeah, we are slowly marching toward the end of the post-EVA transfer. I'm at the page 6 of 7. I have one question.
Okay, we're on 6 to 7. Go ahead.
Yeah, in the MASHBAC increment 12/13 EMU hardware, we got everything except the TCU top and bottom. And most of our TCUs are all in laundry bags, and if you really want it, we can get it, but I don't think it's a good idea.
Okay, stand by. And while we're talking about that, Suichi, I have a note for you on page 4 of 7, your question about DC harness cable.
Go ahead.
Our understanding is that the reason that's there and not the note above it that's crossed out, the power adapter cable, is because they couldn't find that one and they had to use the DC harness cable instead. And it should be in that bag. That was where it was supposed to go when it was done being used. And I don't know what it looks like. We don't have photo TV guys here right now, but I do have part numbers if you really care to go look for it.
I tell you what, if it's in the bag, we didn't pull it out, so it should be in the bag. We untouched, so it should be okay.
All right, that sounds good. And stand by. I'll get a word throwing in a second here on the TCUs.
There you have it. There's the video. I'm just going to take a guess and say a lot of people are just going to fire back and say ice crystals or debris, and you very well could be true. But again, wanted to throw this out there for you guys. Just got it through the FOIA last week from NASA directly, sent to Administrator Bill Nelson, and it ties back to the same person reaching out to John Podesta. Also back then, it doesn't seem like this guy got a response either. So unsolicited emails reaching out, but this was something that came through FOIA, and interesting nonetheless. We'll just throw it out there for you guys to analyze. And like I said, I will give the when I say raw, the version that I got from NASA, but I highly doubt it will have, any of the same resolution as the true raw file that came from this particular space shuttle mission. But that said, there you have it. If you can, here on YouTube, because this video will not be available anywhere else, a thumbs up is a